Hi my queer little bookworms, welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you've been having the most whimsical week ever. Today I have an exciting vlog. I'm going to be reading one book in one sitting. The book I am going to be reading in this video is White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I'm saying it with my Moldovan accent, his name, because it is easier for me, because I also don't know the English pronunciation of his name. This book is relatively small. This is a size comparison. It's basically as big as my head. It is a pocket book, and it is 113 pages. So I don't think it's not too long. I have no idea what this book is about, except for the back. It says 2 devastating Russian stories of solitude, unrequited love, and depravity.
Depravity.
From behind the grave. The fact that I can't pronounce that word depravity. The fact that I can't pronounce that probably says that this author's writing is going to be harder for me to understand. But there's also something so mysterious about these little penguin classics that I've always just called to me. I wanted to give a disclaimer. I'm not fully going to be reading this in one sitting because, I got to move up and down. But the attempt is there. The idea is there, because whenever I also see people do this, they go to a coffee shop and read, and they switch their coffee shops midway through. So I think later today I'm going to go read in a park. Hi guys. So there's no way I can. It has been a couple of hours. I didn't stay much to read in the park because then my cousin pulled up and we went and had a coffee. So I only got till page 34 in the park. And this book is very rich in just the writing is very rich, and it's it's a classic, so it's not your usual everyday modern writing. And there's a lot, especially because I feel like it's translated, and I somewhat know Russian, okay? Russian is a very, very rich language. So I'm imagining that older Russian was even more rich, and now they translated it, it's a lot to absorb.
That is the reason I was reading this book slower than usual, and this story is hard to describe. This book consists of 2 short stories, White Nights. I heard someone on Goodreads say that it is about a man and a woman becoming acquaintances and talking about the feeling of alienation.
I am on page 74, and I'm actually very, very enjoying it now.
Very, very enjoying it. Right. At this point of the novel, I started getting more background information about the characters, and that is why I started enjoying it more. Additionally, the writing was, I could grasp it more, which takes a while. Yeah.
Let's get it to eating and reading. Ooh, bars. Okay, the lighting is once again horrible. Like, I don't know how to fix this. But I really want to just give you my final thoughts on White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky, because I finished it. So technically this edition is two stories in one, because we have White Nights and we have Bobok. I'm saying that in my Moldovan accent. But technically, and I looked on Goodreads, and when I was putting that I read White Nights, technically, Bobok is a completely different story and a completely different book. So I did mark that as also read on my Goodreads. So technically, I read two stories in one sitting. Two books in one sitting, basically. Okay, now let me give you my review, my thoughts, and everything. Because I feel like it is good on Goodreads that they have it as two separate books, because I rated them both a different rating. White Nights, the first story, which was longer, was actually quite enjoyable. And I really it was quite enjoyable, and you can tell that I actually annotated that side of the story. The only thing is that, it gets a while to get a hand of the writing, and sometimes I found myself getting a little bit bored. The second story, however, I just didn't understand what it was about. I think I was also really excited to finish this book, and that is probably why I didn't, soak in every single word and pay as much attention, because I was trying to finish everything. And the second story, I did not annotate anything. It wasn't interesting to me at all. The vibe of it kind of gave off the Graveyard book. If I were to give a rating, I think I would rate White Nights 3 stars, and other story, Bobok, is probably a 2 stars. I didn't enjoy it. I think when I'm older, I will definitely reread this book, and I'll have a greater appreciation for it. I'm actually proud of myself that I finished basically 2 books in one day, in one sitting. Technically, it wasn't in one sitting, but I'm just going to call it that because it is easier. Let me know what other videos you want to see. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you have the most whimsical week ever. And remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated today, go outside, touch some grass, and I'll be here when you get back.